Hi everyone, my name is Hong Xin Yi, currently a Year 1 medical student in Faculty of Health Science and Medicine in UMS. Today, I would like to share about the urinary system. So what is a urinary system? It's actually the body's filtration system where it will remove the toxin and waste from the body and excrete it out as urine. The main organ for urinary system includes kidney, ureter, bladder, and also urethra. So kidney is the blood filtering organ. Ureter is actually a duct which connect kidney and bladder. And bladder is an organ that will temporarily store urine. And lastly, urethra is a tube connected to discharge the urine. So there's a thing to be emphasized here, which is the right kidney is actually a bit lower than the left kidney because the liver will occupy a huge part of the right side of the abdominal cavity. That is why the right side is slightly lower than the left side. Next, for the function of the kidney, we can memorize it using a mnemonic here, which is a wet bed, meaning maintaining acid-base balance, maintaining water balance, electrolyte balance, removal of the toxin, blood pressure control, making erythropoietin, and also vitamin D metabolism. Alright, and now I'll be talking about the external anatomy and internal anatomy of the kidney. So for the external anatomy, there is inferior pole and also the superior pole and two margins, which is the lateral border and also the medial border. For the medial border over here, it has an area called the hilum of the kidney, which is here. That is a place that the structures can go in and out of the kidney. So at the hilum of the kidney, we can actually find the blood vessels, lymph vessels, as well as the ureter. Next, going into the internal anatomy, here we can find the renal pelvis and also renal calyces, which leads the urine from the kidney down the ureter. Kidney consists of this renal medulla and also renal cortex. So what actually makes up this renal cortex and medulla is actually the nephron, which is the functional unit. So now let's have a look on the nephron. So for the cortex part, there's this Bowman capsule, proximal convoluted tubule, and also distal convoluted tubule. And for the medulla part, there is this loop of Henle and also collecting duct. And then now I'll be talking about the biochemical processes involved in the kidney. So basically the process is to form the urine and being excreted out. So I'll be talking about the urine formation. There's actually three main processes, which is glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and also the secretion. So it goes to our first process, which is glomerular filtration. It occurs in our kidney, and what is actually glomerulus is actually a microscopic filter which allows the water and solutes in the blood plasma to enter the Bowman capsule. Blood cells and plasma protein and also platelet will actually remain in the blood capillary because the size is too big. Next, looking into reabsorption. Reabsorption occurs along the renal tubule, where the water, useful substance, for example, glucose, amino acid, sodium ion, and chloride ion is being reabsorbed back into our blood capillaries. The last part will be secretion. For secretion, it is most active at the distal convoluted tubule, and it will secrete this hydrogen ion, potassium ion, ammonium ion, urea, and toxic substance, as well as drugs. So as to get rid of the toxic waste and also regulate the iron level in the blood. And lastly, the urine formation, meaning that the remaining renal fluid will be excreted out from the collecting duct just now, and then goes along the ureter, stored in the bladder temporarily, and lastly being excreted out by the ureter. Alright, and now let's look into the disease related to the kidney, which is here chronic kidney disease, CKD. So the symptoms that the patient might actually experience includes edema, means that you see like the swelling, and then high blood pressure, and also urinating more or less. So actually what caused this chronic kidney disease? It may due to this patient having cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, or also inherited diseases. For example, this polycystic kidney disease. And lastly, for the treatment method, the easiest or like the most simple way is to change our lifestyle. If the disease goes worse, we will have to undergo this dialysis, and for the worst case, we might have to undergo kidney transplant to cure or to alleviate the chronic kidney disease. And now I'll explain in detail for the dialysis part. So it's actually hemodialysis, means that we will filter and clean the patient's blood. Alright, so how actually hemodialysis works? Basically, the dialyzer will filter and clean the patient's blood outside of the body using this machine. So this dialyzer will be used to remove the waste products and also excess fluids to somehow mimicking the kidney's function. And the blood is pumped through the machine, purified, and later on returned to the body. It's actually like simulating the function of the kidney. Next, one of the famous nephrologists in Malaysia is Dr. Tiruwentiran, anak lelaki Tilaganathan. So this doctor actually has a work experience for over 35 years, and he actually got this Young Investigator Awards in the International Society of Peritoneal Dialysis. So actually he influenced me to further in becoming a nephrologist because the way he treat the patient and also how dedicated he is has motivated me to become a nephrologist. And lastly, the reference I used to done this special study module is K.L. Moore and Totora, and also the whole human anatomy and physiology. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.